This is the year of expansion. Not theory, not talk. Expansion. Brought to you by the Change Agent Network, powered by SKD Entertainment, and distributed by SKD TV. If you're ready to move, if you're ready to build, if you're ready to expand, then you have come to the right room. Welcome to the Boardroom Report. Strategic direction for clear execution. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now, Pastor Derek, the Change Man Schmeal.
Come on in, 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 grab your pen, come on in. It is the one and the only Pastor Derek, the Change Man Smith, and I want to welcome you to the Boardroom Report. Come on in, come on in. Make sure you tell a friend. I hope by now you have your notebook for your Boardroom Report, your TYOE, because on every Tuesday and Wednesday night, you can count on me coming right here to bring you strategic direction and clear execution, bringing you clarity to your clutter, giving you systems, strategies, and structures so that you can move forward in that very thing that God has called you to do, so that you can have a life, and a life that is more abundantly. Ooh, all of that sounds so good. I don't know about you, but listen, it even tastes even better than it sounds. And how do I know? Because I eat it before I serve it. Oh yes, I have to sample it. I have to digest it. I have to make sure that it is what I'm promoting, that it produces what is being promoted. So I am so excited about being here on this wonderful, triumphant, thankful Tuesday, and I hope that you are as well. We are here tonight to talk about 6 months ahead. So I want to say to you real early, Happy New Year to you. We are here in the first week of January. That's right, first week of January of 2027, even though we are here in June, the first week of June the 2nd, 2026. But I want you to know that today, winners, doers, not dreamers, not wishers. I'm not talking about wishers. I'm talking about winners. Not talking about dreamers. I'm talking about doers. They are already planning, and have their mindset and perspective set on 6 months ahead. And to be honest with you, that's really short. A lot of people go even further than that. But just for us today, so that I don't overwhelm you, we are going to move from today and teleport ourselves 6 months ahead of time. So I hope that you are ready. I hope that you're in a place where you can be attentive. I hope that you can be focused. And if not, I pray that you bookmark this so that you can come back and get this. Do me a favor. I keep reminding us that I need you to sign up and help us reach our 10,000 subscribers over at YouTube. We're very excited about what's going on over at SKD Entertainment and SKD TV. So please do that for us. Help us meet our goal. Subscribe. That way you can be notified whenever there is anything that's happening in the world of SKD TV. You will get it there. And I'm telling you, come a few days, not far from here, there will be more things on YouTube than you're going to get on any other social media platform. There'll be special things that you'll get from there that you won't get anywhere else. So we don't want to lose you. We want you to be a part. Also, I want to let you know that the Change Agent Network is looking for you. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. We are looking for you. If you desire to have more intense one-on-one, if you need leadership development, personal development, professional development, we are here at the Change Agent Network. We are here to do that for you. We have a couple of different entities, but I want to let you know that SKD Entertainment, Cross Serve Ministries Worldwide, it's all of this is fed into the Change Agent Network, but powered by SKD Entertainment. So we are very excited. I tell you what we're going to do. Now that I got all of that out the way, I believe it's time to get this thing started, y'all. So let's do it like we always do it. Let's take it to the top. Let's go.
This is the year of expansion. Not theory, not talk. Expansion. Brought to you by the Change Agent Network, powered by SKD Entertainment, and distributed by SKD TV. If you're ready to move, if you're ready to build, if you're ready to expand, then you have come to the right room. Welcome to the Boardroom Report. Strategic direction for clear execution. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now, Pastor Derek, the Change Man Schmeal.
Come on in, come on in, come on in. It's the one and only Pastor David Change Man Smith, welcoming you to a wonderful, terrific, triumphant Tuesday, the Boardroom Report. We are on and popping, y'all, and I want to say Happy New Year to you. That's right. I want to say Happy New Year to you. Happy 2027. Yes, happy 2027. Good morning, Boardroom. Good evening to everybody. Good night. I don't know what time that you're getting this, whether you're logging in from the East Coast, the West Coast, from across seas. I'm not exactly sure, but we want you to know we are here today for a starting line. Today, I named June as the ignition point, the month we begin the 6-month sprint that finishes in January 27. Not as a suggestion, not as hope, but as a commitment. And you may be thinking, well, why June? Well, hold that thought. I'll give you the reasons that are practical, psychological, and downright strategic. But first, 6 months, that's not too long. It's the perfect compression of time, long enough to build something reliable, short enough to make people act like it matters. And this is virtual, so I can't hand you a folder or shake your hand, but I can hand you a plan. The mindset, the monthly architecture, the leadership practices, the strategies, the obstacle playbook, and the final covenant. If you read nothing else, remember this: the calendar doesn't make destiny. The choice you make in the months marked on the calendar is what makes your destiny. If you don't hear anything else, remember that. All right. So let me ask you something. Why do you think Walmart is already planning Christmas? Think about it. It's hot outside. It's hotter than fish grease. It's hot. It's hot out there. People got their grills fired up. Children are out of school. People are buying flip-flops. They're headed to the beach. They're buying pool noodles and bathing suits. And yet somewhere tonight, there's a boardroom full of people talking about Christmas trees, Christmas inventory, Christmas shipping, Christmas staffing, marketing, sales, forecasts, budgets. And you know why? Because successful organizations refuse to live in the month that they're in. Can I say that again? Successful organizations refuse to live in the month that they're in. They're already living at a minimum of 6 months ahead. Now, here's the funny part. The same person who will walk into Walmart in November and buy Christmas decoration is still trying to figure out what they're doing this weekend. And that's not a criticism, that's an observation, because life has a way of exposing whether you're living ahead or behind. So look at your life for a minute. How much of your life is out of reaction? How much are you living in life? How much of your life are you living in preparation or in reaction? How much of your day is in reaction? Don't answer too fast. Think about it. The phone rings, you react. Emails come, you react. Bills arrive, you react. Problems show up, you react. Drama starts, you react. Emergencies happen, and you react. And before you know it, you've spent your entire day responding, reacting to things that you never planned. Now multiply that by a week. Multiply that by a month. Multiply that by a year. Then by a decade. And suddenly you wake up at 50 years old trying to figure out where 40 years went to. The answer is simple. It went to reaction. You see, nobody plans to end up stuck. Nobody plans to end up frustrated. Nobody plans to be broke or plans to be unhealthy or overwhelmed. What they do is they spend years of reacting instead of designing. So they live a life of default and not a life by design. Life rewards planners. Life rewards builders. Life rewards people who get there before it gets here. And can I make somebody just make you think for a second? The reason some people stay broke has nothing to do with money. It's really their timing. The reason some people stay frustrated has nothing to do with opportunity. It's their timing. The reason that people never get to make traction has nothing to do with talent. It's the timing. They arrive after the effect and after the market has changed, after the opportunity passed, after the relationship broke, after the health scare, after the emergency, after the deadline, the damage or the crisis. They're always arriving after something has happened. But successful people are usually arriving before something happens. They are anticipating when something happens. That's the difference. Not intelligence, not education, not luck. Timing. Let's think about Noah. People laughed at Noah because they focused on the boat. I focused on the timing. The boat wasn't impressive. The timing was impressive. Anybody can build a boat after it starts raining. But the genius thing about it was building it while the sky was still blue, while the weather was hot, while everybody was at the beach, he was building. That's what successful people do. They buy umbrellas when the sun is shining. You really want to be smart about it, you should buy things when they're not in season. That's when you get the best buy. That's when you get the best discount. That's what successful people do. They buy umbrellas while the sun is shining. They buy plywood while the weather is calm. They prepare while everybody else is partying. They're preparing. And that's why when the storm comes, they look lucky, but that's not luck. That's preparation. And preparation always looks like luck to unprepared people. Write that down. Preparation always looks like luck to people who are unprepared. Preparation always looks like luck to unprepared people. People look at successful businesses and say, man, they got lucky. No, they prepared. People look at successful marriages and say, man, they got lucky. No, they prepared. They look at successful ministries and say, man, they got lucky. No, they prepared. People look at healthy people and say, man, they got good genetics. Sometimes, but most of the times, people prepare. They prepare meals, habits, disciplines, boundaries. That's that beautiful word I love, priorities. And it's all up under the umbrella of preparation. Everything comes back to preparation. Now, let me tell you where a lot of us get fooled. We get fooled because we think because we can see today is the most important thing, but it's not. I understand you can't go back and grab yesterday and tomorrow may never be yours, but let's just say it is. Let's just say God is so kind and faithful and gracious that he gives you tomorrow. Well, today is important because of tomorrow. Today is a seed. Tomorrow is a harvest. Today is concrete. Tomorrow is the building. Today is rehearsal. Tomorrow is performance. Today is preparation. Tomorrow is manifestation. And the problem is most people overvalue comfort and undervalue preparation. Let me show it to you. How many people have said they were going to lose weight in January? Don't raise your hand. Matter of fact, raise your hand because I can't see you. But if I ask you to stand up, you would be able to say in January you got the gym membership, the water bottle, the workout clothes, the motivation. February you back in the drive-through. March you got desserts. April you got excuses. May you went on vacation. And now June, you still talking about January. See, now, everybody loves the idea of change, but very few people love the process of change. And everybody loves the promise, but few people love preparation because preparation is connected to process. And nobody likes the process because process and preparation, it's not sexy. It's nothing sexy about it, but what you get out of it, that's what's sexy. Everybody loves expansion, but very few people love responsibility. That's why Jabez, he fascinates me because Jabez didn't ask for comfort. He asked for territory. Yes, he asked for territory. Let's go and look at our annual scripture here. 1 Chronicles 4:9-10. Jabez was more honorable than his brothers. His mother had named him Jabez, saying, I gave birth to him in pain. And Jabez cried out to the God of Israel, oh, that you would bless me and bless me indeed and enlarge my territory. Let your hand be with me. Keep me from harm so that I will be free from pain. And God granted his request. Oh, when I think about the goodness of Jesus and how many times I've had petitions in front of him and how he grants my request. I love that. I love the fact that the Jabez asked for territory. Now, let me tell you what a lot of people miss. Territory sounds real sexy until you have to manage it. Everybody wants more business until more business means more responsibility. And everybody wants more money until more money requires more discipline. And everybody wants more influence until influence requires more accountability. Everybody wants more territory until territory starts sending invoices. See, nobody talks about the fact that territory cost, expansion cost, growth cost, leadership cost, everything valuable cost. And if you're not willing to pay the cost to be the boss, eventually you're going to lose. You're going to lose the territory. You're going to lose the position. And some people even lose their purpose because it's a cost that is associated with it. That's why some people pray for expansion while maintaining contradictional habits. Think about how crazy this is. You pray for a bigger life while living with smaller habits. You want $1 million pocketbook, but you have a minimum wage mindset. Come on, I'm talking to you. Praying for a bigger future while protecting smaller thinking. Praying for greater opportunities while maintaining average discipline. It just doesn't work. God may give territory, but you have to manage it. God is not coming down. Once he gives you the house, he's not coming down. He's not going to be your house keeper. He's not going to sweep your floors and mop your floors and dust and wash your dishes. God is not coming to do that. He gives you power to do that. Just like he gave you power to maintain, he gave you power to get wealth, to gain wealth, that his covenant will be established. Now, management is where most people fall. Not dreaming, not vision, but management, because dreaming is easy. But management, ooh, baby, that's a whole nother situation right there. Everybody wants to own the restaurant, but nobody wants to count the inventory. Everybody wants to own the dealership, but nobody wants to manage the expenses. So everybody wants to be the artist, but nobody wants to rehearse. Everybody wants to stage, but nobody wants preparation. And everybody wants to harvest, but nobody wants planting season. But planting season determines harvest season. Can I say it again? Planting season determines harvest season every single time. That's why I keep coming back to this one thought. 6 months ahead, 6 months ahead, 6 months ahead. What would you do? What would happen if you lived 6 months ahead? What would happen if every decision had to answer one question? Where would this put me 6 months from now? That argument, 6 months from now. That purchase, 6 months from now. That habit, that friendship, that business decision, that relationship decision, that health decision, 6 months from now. I told y'all back a couple of months ago, I'll be going back to seeing my doctor because the last time I went, he told me that I had high cholesterol and pre-diabetes. And so I have decided to start making some changes in my lifestyle, and hopefully that will show up in my blood work when I go back 6 months later. Because every decision is a vote. Every decision is casting a ballot. Every decision is selecting a future. And the question is, what future are you voting for every day without realizing it? That's good. Every decision is a vote. The problem is most people think that elections happen every 4 years. They don't. Elections happen every day. You are voting. You are voting with your attention. You are voting with your money. You're voting with habits and relationships and discipline. You're voting with your schedule and your priorities. And then 6 months later, people act surprised by the results. How? How are you surprised by a future you kept voting for? How are you shocked by a harvest that you planted? How are you confused by a direction that you chose? Life is many things, but one thing life is not, life ain't random. Now, don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying that unexpected things don't happen. Of course, storms, layoffs, heartbreak, sickness, disappointments, car accidents, unexpected pregnancies. A lot of these things happen. But even in the middle of all that, patterns matter. Discipline matters. Preparation matters. And one prepared person can recover faster than 10 unprepared people. Matter of fact, that's one of the greatest advantages of preparation. Preparation doesn't eliminate storms. Preparation helps you survive them. Can I say this again? Preparation does not eliminate storms. It helps you survive them. It helps you survive them. It helps you survive them. And it's very important that you get this because I don't want you swallowed up by the storms. I don't want you hurt by the storms. Storms are inevitable. They are coming. As long as you keep getting up in the morning, as long as you keep breathing in and out, inhaling and exhaling, you can count on storms. Storms are coming, but I don't want you to be taken by them. I want you to survive them. Somewhere along the way, people started believing success means avoiding problems. No, success means being equipped to handle problems. The bigger your increase, the bigger your expansion, the bigger potential for bigger problems. Now, you know what maturity is? Maturity is when you stop asking, why is this happening to me? And you start asking, what does this require of me? You start asking, what is this causing me to be? What is this birthing in me? You see, children ask why, but why? But why come? But why? But leaders ask, what now? Children complain, leaders adjust. Children react, leaders respond. Children panic, leaders prepare. And preparation changes everything. If we talk about Joseph, right? Joseph didn't become powerful because Pharaoh had a dream. Joseph became powerful because he understood 6 months ahead. Matter of fact, Joseph understood 7 years ahead. Think about it. The entire nation was celebrating abundance. Joseph was planning for famine. The entire nation was consuming. They were partying. They were having a great time. And Joseph was stacking. Joseph was storing. The entire nation was enjoying the harvest, but Joseph was preparing for the drought. And because he lived ahead of everybody else, when the future arrived, he was already standing there waiting on it. Let me tell you something. The future should not ever surprise a leader. The future should never surprise a builder. And you know what else? The future should never surprise a change agent. You should be expecting it. You should be preparing for it. You should be planning for it. You should be building for it because that's what leaders do. Leaders arrive before arrival. Leaders prepare before opportunity. Leaders think before reacting. Leaders anticipate before crisis. That's why some people seem calm while everybody else is losing their mind. It's not because they're smarter. It's because they've already thought about it. They're prepared for it. They've considered it. They've already run the scenarios. They've already built contingencies. That's a mighty powerful word. Contingencies. They're not scrambling. They're executing. That's the difference. One of the greatest compliments somebody can give you is you were ready. Not that you was talented. You were ready. Not that you were gifted, but you were ready. Not that you're lucky, but that you're ready. Because readiness beats talent when talent isn't prepared. I've seen so many talented people who will not prepare, who will not rehearse, will not prepare. And then you get up in ministry, then you get up in church, and with this Lord help here. I want to keep it clean, but you get up with this excuse, charge it to my head and not to my heart. You got to be prepared. You need to spend time preparing. The cemetery is full of potential. The world is changed by preparation. Think about how many gifted people have you met? How many talented people have you met? How many brilliant people have you met? How many people have you looked at and said, man, They could be something. Man, they got talent. Man, they gifted. Man, they got the ability. But ability, talent, and gifts is not enough. Potential isn't enough. Because if talent was enough, then every talented person would win. But you know what? I've seen so many people, even in the current market that I'm in, and I'm in several markets, in several things, in music and business, I see people winning who are not qualified. They're just prepared. They're consistent. They gave the commitment. They're consistent, and they're giving completion. Winners are usually the people who stay prepared. Winners, not wishers. Winners are usually the people who stay disciplined, not wishers. Winners are the people who stay focused, not wishers. Winners are usually the people who keep showing up, not once, not twice, not when they feel like it, not when all of the atmosphere is just the way they want it, not when they're comfortable. No. Every day, over and over and over and over again, until momentum begins to work in their favor. Now, let's talk about something that nobody really wants to talk about, and that's that sexy word I like, momentum, because most people completely misunderstand momentum. They think momentum is an event. Momentum is not an event. Momentum is a consequence. Momentum is what happens when consistency has been working long enough. You don't create momentum overnight. You earn momentum. You build momentum. You stack momentum. And one disciplined day after another, and then another, and then another. And eventually, what felt difficult becomes normal. What felt impossible becomes manageable. And what even feels heavy becomes lighter. Not because the work changed, because momentum changed. That's why wealthy people often becomes wealthier. You ever heard money attracts money? Momentum. That's why successful people become even more successful, because of momentum. That's why healthy people become healthier, because of momentum. That's why disciplined people become more disciplined. You see, unfortunately, the opposite is also true. Debt creates momentum. Laziness creates momentum. Excuses create momentum. Procrastination, neglect, everything compounds. Everything. Success compounds, failure compounds, discipline compounds, distraction, confidence, fear, courage, avoidance. Everything is multiplying something. That's why 6 months ahead matters. 6 months is enough time to create momentum. 6 months is enough time to build momentum, change momentum, reverse momentum, redirect momentum. Whatever you need your momentum to do, this is the time to reset, recharge, refocus, renew, restart, whatever re you want. Aretha Franklin, if that's the re you want, RESPCT. If you understand momentum, then you stop asking the wrong questions. Most people ask, what can happen in 6 months? That's the wrong question. The better question is, what can begin in 6 months that will keep growing for the next 6 years? Now we're talking boardroom language, because that's how builders think. That's how change agents think. Change agents think about the multiplier. We don't think about the moment. We don't ask, how much can I make today? We ask, what can I build today that's going to pay me tomorrow? What's the one thing I can do today that will create a perpetual income, perpetual profit? That's how builders, that's how change agents. What can I do today that will cause a change in my family lineage? That's what change agents have on their mind. What can I create today that's going to keep reaching people well after I'm gone? What is it that I have that's going to outlive me? We don't ask what's happening right now. We ask, what is this becoming? Because we understand something spectators have never learned. Everything is becoming something. The question is, what is your life becoming? Ooh, that's good. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's good. That's good right there. I hope that you are enjoying this so far. Listen, I got some more I want to share with you. Don't you go nowhere. We'll be right back after this.
This is the year of expansion. Not theory, not talk. Expansion. Brought to you by the Change Agent Network, powered by SKD Entertainment and distributed by SKD TV. If you're ready to move, if you're ready to build, if you're ready to expand, then you have come to the right room. Welcome to the Boardroom Report. Strategic direction for clear execution. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now, Pastor Derek, the Change Man Schmeal.
All right. Come on back in. We're about to wrap this thing up. We're going to land this plane. All right. But I need you to lean in real quickly as I give you the blessing and the benediction. And one of the reasons that people struggle with living 6 months ahead is because they've been trained to solve immediate problems instead of designing long-term outcomes. From time to time, from the time that we were children, rather, we were taught to focus on what's due tomorrow, what's happening this week, what's needed right now. And there's nothing wrong with that. But the problem comes when your entire life becomes a series of reactions to immediate needs. So you spend so much time putting out fires that you never build a fire prevention system. You spend so much time handling emergencies that you never stop to ask why emergencies keep showing up. And eventually you become highly skilled at managing chaos while remaining completely unprepared for growth. That's why broke people stay broke, for this one particular reason. That's why expansion feels so uncomfortable for some people, because expansion exposes weaknesses that survival cannot hide. When you're barely getting by, nobody notices the lack of systems. Nobody notices your lack of structure. Nobody notices your poor planning. But the moment things begin to grow, every weakness gets amplified. More customers expose your weak customer service. More money exposes your poor financial habits, because you get more money and then you still don't have money. More influences expose character issues. More opportunity exposes a lack of discipline. That's why you're late. That's why you're not as efficient or proficient. Growth doesn't create problems nearly as often as it reveals them. It's the same thing I say about money. Money don't make you, it just exposes you. Think about how many people pray for increase without ever asking themselves a very simple question. What happens if the prayer gets answered? Ooh, that's good. What happens if your business doubles? What happens if the audience doubles? What happens if the ministry doubles? What happens if the responsibility doubles? Most people spend all their energy dreaming about arrival and almost no energy preparing. Does your level of preparation meet and match your expectation? If you're expecting a harvest, if you're expecting people to come over for dinner and you know you got 8 people, why would you only have a personal paying pizza? Yet sustainability is where the real challenge begins, because almost anybody can experience a breakthrough, but the harder task is maintaining what was built after the excitement wears off. That's why I believe one of the greatest questions a person can ask is not what do I want, but the better question is, what can I responsibly manage? That's a different conversation. That's a different lens. That's a different level. Everybody wants $1 million. As we're here studying and preparing for the mindset of a millionaire, the question is whether your habits can manage $1 million. Everybody wants a larger platform. But the question is, can your character manage a larger platform? Can you handle and discipline yourself to say no to everything that's going to come and entice you when they show up just like you like them? When you know that you're on a diet, but the food comes in just like you like it. Are you able to say no to the things that you know feel good to you, but are not good for you? Are you able to say no to the things that feels good to you, but will delay you? That's character. Development is very rarely glamorous. Development happens in ordinary moments, when nobody's watching, when there's no applause, no recognition, no reward. It happens when you decide to read instead of scrolling. Your library should be much bigger than your TV. It happens when you decide to save instead of spending. It happens when you decide to prepare instead of procrastinating. It happens when you choose long-term gain over short-term comfort. And most of the decisions that change a life don't feel dramatic when they're made. They feel small, they feel ordinary. And a lot of people really get stuck right here because this feels so small. And again, I told you, we are dope heads. We live off of dopamine, so we want that feeling. And if I could just get us to get out of our feelings and just continue to push toward the purpose, That feeling will catch up to the purpose, not purpose catching up to feelings. Those small things that you do feel like they're insignificant. Yet those small decisions become the architect of your future. And that's where the compound effect becomes so powerful. Most people underestimate what 6 months of intentional action can produce. They overestimate what can happen in a day and underestimate what can happen in 6 months. 6 months of disciplined saving can completely change your financial situation. 6 months of consistent exercise can transform a body. But most people cannot get there because they are so far behind and keep being perpetuating this system and this cycle that keeps them dealing with emergencies, keep them dealing with because you haven't prepared. That's why 6 months ahead is not really about time, it's about perspective. It's learning to evaluate today's decision through the lens of tomorrow's consequence. It's about refusing to become trapped in the urgency of the present moment. It's about understanding that every action is planting something. Every habit is building something. Every decision is creating something. And every day is moving you closer to a destination. Standards are what separate dreams from outcomes. Everybody has dreams. Standards determine the results. And I have said to you before that the standard does not submit to seduction. Standards is what how you get your outcome, is how you grow. Standards determine your results. Standards determine what you'll tolerate, what you'll accept, how you spend your time, who gets access. Standards determine how quickly you recover from setbacks and how you recover from setbacks. Standards determine if you'll do a little strange for a piece of change. Standards. The future that you're praying for is often hidden inside standards. Let me show you. If I told you 6 months from now that an opportunity worth $1 million was going to show up at your doorstep, what would you do differently starting tomorrow morning? Would you start studying differently? Would you manage your finances differently? Would you protect your reputation differently? Would you invest your time differently? Of course you would. The interesting thing is that the opportunity itself hasn't arrived yet. The anticipation of it would immediately change your behavior. Why? Because of your mindset, because you heard somebody tell you. But I'm telling you now is the time for you to prepare for your 2027. The problem is that many people become so focused on how they forget the why. They become consumed by methods, tactics, strategies, and being consumed and being overwhelmed. Then they become paralyzed simply because they cannot see every single step. Nobody ever sees the entire staircase. They simply take the next step, the next one, and the next one. And clarity often arrives through movement. That's the one reason legacies matter so much. Legacy is going to give clues to who's coming behind you. When you're building something larger than yourself, inconvenience becomes an investment. That parent that sacrifices because of legacy, the entrepreneur that perseveres because of legacy, the builder that keeps on building because of legacy, the leader who continues leading because of legacy has a way of pulling greatness out of people. And perhaps the biggest challenge of all, comfort. Comfort wants you to focus on today, but legacy demands you think about tomorrow. Comfort says what feels good right now, but legacy says what will matter later. Comfort wants immediate gratification. And we all are human. We all have submitted to that. We all have been seduced by that. But I'm letting you know that today, June the 2nd, that you need to take the time out to now evaluate what is more important, what gives you more value. Legacy or current comfort. And that's exactly where your next 6 months will be won or lost. Not in one dramatic moment, but in hundreds of ordinary decisions that nobody will ever see. Six months. 6 months. 6 months ahead. 6 months ahead. I hope that you have enjoyed tonight's Boardroom Report. I don't know what else I could say to you that would make you even feel any more clear than what I've already said. 6 months ahead. Don't wait for the future to arrive. Meet it halfway. Build it before it gets here. Prepare before it gets here. because the people who win tomorrow are usually the people who are starting preparing today. And if TYOE has taught us anything, it's this: expansion does not begin with territory. When the territory arrives, it begins when your hunger shows up. So don't spend the next 6 months chasing opportunities. Spend the next 6 months becoming the person that opportunities are looking for. I love you. It's Pastor Dave, the Change Man Smith. This is the Boardroom Report. And remember, change ain't change until you change. We'll see you next time.
This is the year of expansion. Not theory, not talk. Expansion. Brought to you by the Change Agent Network. Powered by SKD Entertainment and distributed by SKD TV. If you're ready to move, if you're ready to build, if you're ready to expand, then you have come to the right room. Welcome to the Boardroom Report. Strategic direction for clear execution. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you now, Pastor Derek, the Change Man Smith.